Hey y'all, it's Dawn from Daydream Manor Flower Farm. I live in South Louisiana, and today's video we're going to talk about what happens after the snow melts. Hey y'all, welcome into the kitchen because it's early. I've got to go to my off-farm job today, but I feel like my schedule has been so disrupted. The struggle is real. I mean, I have not had a really good schedule for the past few weeks for filming, for posting, for any of those things. So I'm trying to get a little sense of normalcy back. Because I am a person who likes a schedule. I like a process. I like a list. It is just what keeps me focused. And so I have felt a little disjointed because I haven't done well with that. So I'm trying to get back on it, folks. Anyway, let's do a whole little update about now that the snow has melted. So if you did not see my last video, and you don't know anything about me, I live in South Louisiana. I am a few minutes north of the capital of Baton Rouge. We have not had snow like we did since like 1892, 1893, something like that. So never in my lifetime. We measured in about 7.5 inches of snow at the deepest point. Hi, Lucy. I am dog sitting today, so, well, this week. No, get down. Go play with your friends. I am dog sitting my granddaughter's 3 dogs, plus Murphy. And so it's been some things. So they have all 3 of my granddaughters each have their own dog. They have 2 schnauzers and 1 Chihuahua Terrier mix. They're well behaved, but they'll get wound up and they'll start running and barking and all the things. But and they're starting to miss their people because they're starting to become very clingy. Murphy thinks he's a puppy when they're here. Murphy is 11. He is a schnauzer. And so he is he's living his best life right now. So if they start barking in that, I will stop the video because it does get loud. Anyway, I think they just like to come check to make sure there's a human around. So that's been happening this week. So that's been a lot of fun. I have them a couple more days because the girls are off on an adventure with their parents. My son-in-law had a work conference and he took my daughter and the girls with him. So I think I do think my girls are missing their pups as much as the pups are missing their people. Sorry about that. I hit the button. They're all missing each other. Anyway, just whole side note. All right, so the snow has melted. I ended up knocking 6 inches of snow off of the low tunnels out in the field. That I never thought I would ever do in this lifetime. I mean, we've had ice storms, bad sleet, ice, and that kind of issue, but we've never had that accumulation of snow. I would even say we probably got 8 inches in other spots probably 8 inches of snow total. I mean, I didn't measure as soon as it was done. It was a little bit later than that, but 7.5 in front of the high tunnel. So, y'all, craziness. And then in true South Louisiana fashion, we went from 3 degrees to 60 overnight. So I did uncover everything in the field. Field looks good. I am glad that I do have another succession planting to do of cool season. Because I did see a lot of empty holes, so I'm going to get those planted in the next couple of days, get them out. It's snaps and status, so they should be fine even if we warm up. The tunnel looks fine. I've got everything open now. But y'all, the Lisianthus look a little pale, but I'm going to let nature take its course. Because part of me thinks we get so wrapped up in, well, the experts said we should treat this and we should do that. And y'all, at the end of the day, they're flowers and it's nature. Sometimes you gotta let nature take its course. And so I think I'm just gonna leave them be. I'm gonna, and I'll just keep an eye on them, but I don't know. I don't have any reason really to be concerned. They just look a little bit pale. So Campanula looks great. The snaps in the tunnel look great. The tulips are fine. Still on the fence about tulips. Look, now that I have cracked the code on how to grow them in the South, that's not the issue. It's really the market. I was talking to another flower farmer and we both have come to the conclusion, y'all, February and March, people here are just not looking for those spring flowers. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because it's Mardi Gras. I don't know. If Easter is early, that helps somewhat, but Easter is late this year. So I don't know. It truly, again, it's going to depend on the market. And here people are still very traditional with Valentine's, with the $200 bouquets of roses. So I don't know. This year is going to really be the tell-all. Ranunculus, on the other hand, y'all, okay, they were fine through the cold, but the more I look at them, I had more that did not sprout that sprouted. And I've had this love-hate relationship with ranunculus since I started farming. When I was in the other field, they did okay. I moved into the big field in the raised boxes, and the first year we had some tainted soil. I lost like 300 corms. Same thing next year, not a good germination. Last year, this is the only reason I had some hope. Last year I had some left over. I threw them into the high tunnel in like a little 6-foot space. I didn't have weed barrier, nothing. I just threw them in the dirt, covered them, and they looked beautiful. That gave me some hope this year. So this year I went through the painstaking task of laying out weed barrier, planted in each hole, and 2/3 of the longer bed that I have them in, I don't have, the sprouting is not great. I have another little 6-foot, maybe 8-foot space that I had some left over I put in. Same thing there. They look kind of crappy as far as like germination, the sprouting. I'm going to watch them, but I can tell you unless a miracle happens and they start sprouting in the next week, they are not coming back. I am at that point. Y'all, that is expensive real estate in that high tunnel, and I would rather cover it in Lysianthus. I can sell Lysianthus, and so I am just not a fan right now. So we'll see. When you go and start thinking about how much money you are potentially losing because of poor germination, it's too late for me to start to order some more Lysianthus. And truthfully, it's not in my budget to order more right now. So we're going to see. Anyway, I also feel like I'm almost at capacity in what I can do out in the field physically. You know, it's another thing about farming over 50, right? It's still a lot to do. I still work full-time off the farm, and I also have the boutique. So a lot of irons in the fire, but physically, I don't know from a harvesting position. It's not so much planting and flipping the beds and that. It is truly about harvesting, bouquets, all those things. So this year I'm really gonna pay attention to that. I'm really gonna try to track my time to see how it truly is. So I don't know if I'm ready to bring someone in, some help in. I'm holding out hope that my granddaughter really is going to come out this year and help. So we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, whole nother story. I have gotten the boutique up and running. If you're new here and don't have any idea what I'm talking about, I do have a video about moving to the boutique, but I decided a year ago there was a boutique moving into a bigger space, asked for if I could rent a space to start selling my flowers. Didn't know what that would really look like after I didn't have flowers during those times when you don't have flowers. And so creatively, I was able to do some really fun things. I was on 2 nested tables in the front of the boutique. So I've done amaryllis bulbs, I've done paper whites, I've done succulents. I've done a lot of fun things. I've done some really cute t-shirts. But this year I decided if I was going to stay in the boutique, I needed to get off of those tables because my income was limited. It was getting harder and harder to be really creative in that small of a space. So there was an opportunity for a booth, a room, what we call, it's a 13-by-8 space, coming open, and I took the leap of faith and I moved in. And so I have been working on it for the past month. So I'm doing some plants. I have got puzzles, like plant puzzles. I'm putting my flowers in there. I've got my succulents. I have got beautiful bird houses and wind chimes. And so the whole garden area with doormats and garden flags. So it is looking so good. My next video, I think I'm going to bring y'all along and just kind of show you what that looks like. For me, it is a place definitely for creativity. It brings me into the community more. People recognize who I am there. They talk about my flower farm. It helps boost my sales here. So I'm taking that leap of faith this year. So the other part of that is I am also trying to work on the back end of my website, because I want to offer some of the things I have in my booth for sale on my website. So trying to get that to start getting online sales going. I am looking into the whole houseplant space, because I do have some beautiful houseplants. I do get those. Some of those I do get from a wholesaler. But I want to be able to ship some of those out. That is a whole nother world here in Louisiana with shipping plants, with your nursery license. So I am waiting really to have a little bit more time to go talk to my my rep at the Department of Ag, so I can figure that out, see if it's even worth my while. But I'm getting excited about that. So yeah, it is just, it's a lot going on. Things are just moving. But I'm just so tickled over the snow too, because to see my grandgirls and my grandson just having that opportunity, it just warmed my heart. I did get a chuckle at Mr. Daydream. He and I are just cut from the same cloth sometimes, because we have the bayou that's on the side of our property, and it has a lot of dead trees around it. And so he decided, he's like, I'm just gonna go check those trees, because we're worried about trees falling from the weight of the snow, and then for it to turn into ice and hit those power lines. So he goes trekking up there to the front of the property, and he comes back and he's like, oh my God, he said, I'm exhausted. He said, that took a lot out of me walking through all that snow. And I got tickled, because I'm like, well, babe, we don't have snowshoes. And then I looked at him like, why you didn't take the four-wheeler? And he was like, huh. It didn't even occur to him to start the four-wheeler up and go. But I mean, everything was just so different. And I mean, just walking through it, and I mean, look, now we walk through what we call gumbo mud here, and that's just thick mud that you can walk, and you take a step and your boot stays behind and your foot comes out of your boot. So it was just a whole nother experience for us, worrying about like checking the high tunnel, because this high tunnel's never seen snow like that, making sure it looked fine. But yeah, I just never thought I would be that person who would go knock off 6 inches of snow off my low tunnel. So what an experience. All my northern folks, my East Coast folks who get that kind of snow, y'all can keep it. We don't want it. That is just not for me. If I had any inkling of ever retiring and moving to the mountains or where you get snow like that, it's no longer. That's no longer a thought. Just not cut out for it. But I do shout out to like Wisconsin and those folks who sent snow plows to us. But it was kind of weird to watch our news, and like our infrastructure here sucks. If you've ever been through Louisiana during rush hour traffic, you know, it is one of the worst places in the nation to come through. But it was so weird to like watch the news cameras and all the interstates just closed and not a soul out. And so for the most part, people did stay in, non-essentials worked from home. I got a lot of work done. I really did, because I didn't have a whole lot of issues or problems to deal with people. So I was able to get a lot of stuff done for work that I had been putting off. It also was a great time for me to really work on my boutique stuff in the evenings and on the weekends. So got that done. But yeah, I hope it doesn't happen again in my lifetime. So, all right, I have got to get my tail in gear. I got to get my stuff together so I can get out of here and head off to the job. Hope you all have a wonderful week. Let's talk about on the next video. Let's talk about the boutique. I'll take you over there. I think I'll do a video from there. I'll go before we open and just kind of show you around and kind of talk about other revenue streams. So enjoy your day, and we will chat again soon. See ya.